Thank you, Cassidy, Elizabeth, Owen, Romaine, for that kind introduction, and thank you, class of 2018, for the Willis Reese Prize. So what I'm going to do today is spend a few minutes talking about three things. Everything moves in threes, and what I'm going to do is first tell you what I think this prize means to me, what I hope you got from my classes, and lastly, what I wish I had taught you. So, what does the prize mean to me? I'm going to answer that question with a story. Beginning in 6th grade, okay, it's a long story. Beginning in 6th grade, my dad raised me as a single parent in Utah. I was a troublemaker at school. I'm serious. I went to a parochial school where the nuns gave separate grades for class conduct. I received a D in 6th grade. I got a C in 7th and felt victorious when I got a B in 8th. Perhaps out of desperation, my dad often had me take a bus to his work at the end of a school day just to do homework in his office. Keep in mind that my house was 3 blocks away. In 9th grade, something happened, something changed. I met Nancy Miller. She was my Latin teacher and became something like a mother figure. Her generous kindness, empathy, and unyielding demand that I achieve my potential woke something inside me. I wanted to take every course she taught. When I left for college, I wanted to be just like her. I came dangerously close to becoming a classics major. As I neared college graduation, I learned that my university awarded an annual prize to a high school teacher who had deep impact on students. Almost reflexively, I wrote a long-winded essay about Nancy Miller. I think the essay began with the word arete, an ancient Greek word for goodness and excellence. When Nancy won the prize, I was happy, but didn't realize how deeply it touched her. It wasn't really the prize that mattered to her, but the gesture of a former student who was telling her that she mattered, that she changed me. Nancy died 3 months later from an acute asthma attack. She was 45. The teaching award was mentioned in her obituary. At her funeral, her mother asked me for a copy of the essay I had written. It was clear that the award mattered, and I know now, very personally, that it does, a lot. And I thank you, class of 2018. Now, the parents out there are probably wondering, if this guy got C's and D's in conduct in grade school, what's he like in the classroom? And for you parents out there, I'll let my student evaluations speak for themselves. Here's one from my very first course taught in 2003. Quote, Morrison's only real strength that I can think of is that he showed improvement in speaking clearly as the semester progressed. Here's another from the same course in 2003. Quote, his sense of humor leaves much to be desired. Usually, I found myself cringing, hoping he wouldn't embarrass himself further. Well, 15 years later, I'm standing here. So, the Willis Reese Prize is a testament to the idea that even at my age, it's possible to improve, and I thank you for helping me get here, class of 2018. Now, let me turn to the second subject. Let me turn to what I hope you got from my classes. When I teach contracts, as many of you know, I end the semester with a story. It goes like this. In The Path of the Law, Oliver Wendell Holmes described the law as an ancient dragon. It's your job to take the dragon out of its cave and either tame it and make it work for you, or kill it and start over. But taming or slaying a dragon takes something that I think you've learned here at law school. It's called perseverance. Moving the law forward takes a long time. It may sometimes feel, in your years ahead, that you are working at a rock pile. That may sound depressing, but I don't think so. Nothing important in life comes easy. What is depressing is to find yourself at a desk one day, toiling away, and wondering, how did I get here? Ask yourself at least once per year, what do you hope to get out of your career? To change an area of law? To become a creative deal maker? To understand the needs of your clients so well that you become a leader yourself? Keep that goal ever present in your mind. The law is too interesting of a place for you to wonder, how did I get here? And let me give you an example. I have a sister. Her name is Charlotte Morrison, and she spent 20 years now as a senior attorney representing death row inmates at Alabama's Equal Justice Initiative. Charlotte is virtually a case study from Holmes' path of the law. She faces laws that are quite literally the gift of old England, laws that are worse than the ugliest ancient dragon, and laws that need changing. So what's someone like Charlotte to do? You realize that this is a marathon, not a sprint. You challenge the law one inmate at a time. You fight rural poverty. You fight abuse in prisons. And once in a while, you win. But that happens only once in a while. Once in a while, an inmate leaves death row. Once in a while, you change prison conditions. Once in a while, the Supreme Court takes your case, challenging life imprisonment sentences for children. The point here is that your daily grind can make a difference, but it may take a long time to see that difference. Before I go, I want to turn to my third point, which is what I don't teach, but wish I did. Here it is. Be generous with your time. You are entering a profession where time is everything. Much of your professional lives will be measured by billable hours and deadlines. You may already feel that time is your most precious possession. It is. But I want to encourage you to be generous with it in a particular way. Get to know the people around you, most especially the people you don't really need to get to know. Nearly a decade ago, I wrote a recommendation letter for a Columbia law student applying for a clerkship. He got the job. You know why? Not because he was smart or worked hard. A lot of people are smart and work hard. It was because of this. During a phone call, I told the judge that this student would be a role model for my kids. He was generous as a listener, he cared about your story, and he shared his. For the judge, these things mattered as much as the student's intellectual gifts. Why? Why did the judge care so much about these things? Maybe it's because we lawyers spend so much time advocating for our clients that we sometimes forget about the people around us. As much as we would like to think that our professional lives will be meaningful and have impact, the reality is that we may have our greatest impact on the people around us, simply by being generous with our time. Now, some of you are probably thinking, that Morrison, he's being excessively generous with his time right now. When will this end? So good news, I'm done. I will miss you, class of 2018. This may sound corny, and maybe it's just a reflection of my bald head and my gray beard, but I worry about you, and I'm honest here, I worry about you the way I worry about my kids. I want to see you thrive. But I don't worry too much, actually, because you are terrific people, and you spent 3 years here with my terrific colleagues. So maybe, deep down, what I really want is for you to stay in touch with me. Check in now and then, okay? Congratulations.